Hi, I'm back again with another video about, let me just figure the topic out on the spot, like I always do. Let's talk about life and let's see where we're shifting with this conversation between me and YouTube and the spiritual community. This is my second video. My last video, I'm surprised somebody listened, and now I understand I need to do another one. Even I don't feel like it. I never feel like it. I never feel like making content, but I'm being a content creator for 15 years. I'm probably gonna be a bit slower this time. I'm trying to connect with my higher self. It is hard because the place where I'm at, they made a huge dark energy wall, which is like it is like 2.5 years of gang stalking. It's so ridiculous. They made this wall so I don't break through never in my life, and people start noticing what the fuck they doing. So it's a conversation now between the dark force and the light source. People thought they are connected to the light source and everything what they do, it's good for everyone. But then they understood there was never a light source. They feed from the dark force, where constantly they are tricked into anything, because what I think now is the dark force is trying to summon someone who is much stronger than the light source. They don't know how dangerous everything is right now, and trying to bury my soul and join the dark force constantly. But the dark force never wanted to accept me. They just wanted to drain my energy out. People start noticing now how ridiculous it is to trust themselves. Actually, they try to say sexually. Oh my god. There is so many people out there in the world who will understand what I'm saying and download this consciousness what I have, which is this consciousness needs to be spreaded in the light source, not in the dark force. This consciousness is something what a lot of people who think they are so aware, they're not aware what the fuck is happening. While the planet is shifting, the dark force, I understood they won't stop. They are doing so ridiculous things, mistakes, which then it is like I see those mistakes are seed. You think it is a mistake what the dark force does, but when those seeds start growing, the grass, you need a fucking tractor, man, to fucking mow the grass when it starts growing. In this case, there is people who are able to do it, but the dark force tricks those people, and it can be any human. Not the elite though. But the grass is growing, and people don't notice it. and need a lot of fucking land mowers to remove this grass which is growing. This grass, this is like, people thought the dark force is stupid. They're not intelligent. But they start noticing. They put a trap because God was putting a trap. The dark force is putting a trap too. The dark force wants me to stop this video right now, but I can't because I already started it. And I need to upload this consciousness in the universe, what I have. Oh my god, man. Sidetracking, constantly try to sidetrack me about anything. Even like, hey, yo, you have the stupidest phone or something like that. This is not an expensive phone, but it does the job though. But the Dark Force wanted me to lower my rank. I tried to get the phone after I smashed two of my good phones. They thought, let's give him this cheap ass phone, and it worked. I have a phone which is capable of to do anything actually. But it was stupid to give me even this phone. Dark Force is getting pissed because, you see, let's talk about phones now. Maybe we will go somewhere. So I had good phones. With hard work I gained phones. I wasn't able to buy always the newest iPhone or something like that. But I know what I'm buying. I had this Lumia back in the day. It was a 42 megapixel camera. It's the Nokia Lumia 1020 with the girl's eyes camera. Obviously the camera was so good that it got destroyed. It had a Windows, it was a Windows phone. Nobody didn't want Windows to do apps, so they took off Windows. They took off Nokia for 2 times already. Nokia was again doing the greatest phones. And it is like a laboratory story. You know, Carl Zeiss, he put a camera which is not a phone camera, and everyone who had this fucking phone, they sky high. The fucking rank was sky high. But people was about iPhones and this stuff, and they thought these phones, Samsung iPhones, they like, no, Samsung was like secondary, but they skipped the fucking coolest phone. And that camera was like, oh my god, it was opening fucking new fucking portals, man. It was, that phone was 10 years ago. I still have it, I noticed some people still have it. But everyone had the same squeaking situation with the fucking mechanism, because that's not a phone camera. They put like an optical camera in a phone, and it is similar to a DSLR camera. So I had a Samsung afterwards, and something reminded me about that camera. So I started to do content, and I thought, no, I'm gonna do like Instagram beat content, you know, and stuff like that. But I got rid of my phones. I was living without a phone for like 3 weeks, and then I start to enjoy it. I start to realize that many things which I couldn't live without, I can live. And I had this weird dream to be a hippie. I thought, this is it, I'm becoming a hippie. Like, I was living in a campsite. I'm not counting forests or stuff like that, because I enjoyed to live in a tent while I was homeless. And I understood, like, I don't want to go back to the system. I start to feel great. But when I started to feel great, the Dark Force wanted to put me back in the system, put me back in a house. People thought this is the right thing to do, like lowering my vibration constantly. Like I am a hell gatekeeper or something like that, bringing demons to the edge of the world and burning them out. And I'm doing this for long years. But I start to lose my powers. which are not even activated yet. But those powers was enough to make people scared constantly. Haha. If you will notice, in my last video what I said, you will understand. So this is already something, we're going somewhere. It's 10 minutes already. Or I start again with something I don't know, but I start to, like, connect to my higher self, and then I start talking. Talking not like, talking not like an alien, but talking in my own language, how I can convince myself and people around. And the main thing what I convinced people now is they still are connected to the dark force, and while you are connected to the dark force, it goes like, when you are in the Trinity consciousness, you are thinking straight constantly. When you are even a bit connected to the dark force, because the dark force is getting nasty and people start noticing it, they cannot trust anyone no more. But this is like who you can trust, who you can trust. Like, if you, what I think is, when you start manifesting on the dark force, you cannot get rid of it that easily. You know, why I got rid of it? I never, like, I was supposed to be a fallen angel, but I never fall really. I never fallen really, because of my divine protection. But people start noticing they are fallen. You know. So instead of making me a fallen angel by trying to trick me constantly to join the dark force, but the end result is the kill anyways, you know. You know these vampire movies where they need one light source between powerful entities to feed from it, to sacrifice it. I don't know even where the fuck they try to, why and where they are sacrificing it. You know, what gives the power, like, from where dark force is feeding? I thought they're feeding from the light source, but I don't want to say it's equal or something, but people underestimate the dark force. And when they are trapped, they start noticing that, what the fuck, everything what we think is right is wrong by the end of the day. And we're just planting dark seeds with the fucking non-removable grass. While the dark force is pulling even seeds out what you just planted. Before they was like preparing you to harvest, for a harvesting, you know. Until people thought they are struggling. So they start harvesting not like your powers or manifestations, but they just start to pull the seeds out, which is an idea already. Because when we put a seed in, it becomes an idea, and from the idea we get clarity. But then they pull out the seed what you planted, and then like you just listen what the fuck they just no, pulled out. Yeah, that's the seed. Yeah. But when you plant a seed, you don't need to expect nothing. You know what you planted already. But they pull out a seed, and then you listen. And this becomes that, and that is revoluting to this, and then like, oh cool. Now you're just taking seeds out. You're feeding from ideas. You're not feeding from, like, you're feeding from anything. The dark force is feeding from anything right now. So ridiculous, isn't it? And from your idea, which comes from the light source, they have so much food to feed off that and what they do when they feed, they straight away what? Energy blasting your face off. Every time they take the seed out. They cannot even have the taste of God. So when this is already, like, this is done. People understand. While they are working in the dark force, they should stay in the dark force. Don't involve in God's work, because you just messing the way up. You know. And then like, okay, like I'm not supposed to be broke. you know, sell my soul to my mom for cigarettes, you know. This is my situation. I don't trust my parents. I trust people who are like thousands miles away, you know. And I have people. I was the loudest guy. Dark Force usually makes you shut the fuck up. But this is the wrong angel. It is hard to make me shut the fuck up. I'm going through countries and yelling. They doing this, they doing that. I put consciousness everywhere. Higher consciousness always try to listen. Because the Dark Force tries to trick him. Hey, he's this, he's that. Like try to fucking up your vibration. Try to vibrate that you are evil and all this. And try to convince higher people, deities, yeah. That like you're not supposed to help him. Like you need to blah 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 blah. All I have is help from angels constantly. And I know it's easy to make people shut the fuck up. And I know how it is when they block everything. So you shut the fuck up. Sometimes I feel I'm gonna fucking explode. But I still manage to not shut the fuck up and talk. They're preparing still to kill. And I will not die because archangels came to earth, warned people. I proved it again and again and again that I'm divinely protected. 17 minutes. I could finish this video now and upload because I already put something, you know. But the Dark Force is making me doubt that I can continue to talk. But when I start talking, like I say, I'm not that easily to shut the fuck up. What they do usually is, they try to delete everything what I did. Clean out, wipe off my memory, wipe off my body, wipe off my abilities. And then they're like, okay, like what now? Divine protection comes. They try to connect to divine through me. Previous video I said, the Dark Force tries to kill me every day. Because I won't shut the fuck up. And I'm not the human, I'm not the angel where they can put in the fucking underworld and harvest energy of. When they mess with me, they mess with God. And when they place me in the deepest underworld to fucking hide me, I'm together with God. Now I will fucking say, what the fuck is wrong with me? I have a double crown chakra. People usually don't have this stuff, you know. Double crown chakra, you know, Google will help you to understand what is it, a crown chakra. I have 2 of those, which means I'm divinely connected to God constantly. They can trash my name, gang stalking. This is basic already. And what I try to say to people now, don't hide these powerful people anymore. They are the next superstars. They are already superstars. God is famous. Every god is famous. Everyone knows Egyptian gods. Everyone knows the biggest gods because they was like superstars today. And the superstars pretty much are gods anyways. If they are chosen, if they are not placed by the Dark Force, they are already fucking gods. They are chosen to be in that position and convince people and spread light. And do these massive cases. With that said, I know that I have abilities to be the next superstar, but people always, yeah, you need to put a mask on, like, or you need to like hide. Like, no, I'm not hiding anymore. Gods are the superstars. They are famous for fucking thousands of years. What is the difference between a celebrity and a God which is chosen? Every chosen one which is chosen by God is made a God. People need to understand it. Why they are trashed? Why the names are trashed? Start thinking. Basic stuff. Why celebrities are getting trashed? But the Dark Force, when puts someone on, they're not getting trashed. Why? Let's bring up Michael Jackson's death. He is a pop king. But he was getting trashed so bad. And people was convinced that the things what he did. But he didn't do shit. What he done is the fucking one of the greatest light work in fucking human history. One of the greatest light work in human history. This is Michael Jackson. I listened to Michael Jackson, man, since I was a kid. I studied him. I love him. I can put a song right now. You know? I'm giving you this consciousness so you understand what I'm saying. And only not everyone knows. The divine can understand the divine. So this video is long enough and I'm gonna upload it. See how many people this time will reach this video. Because I already seen something tricky is in the algorithm. I don't know where it goes. Main thing, someone, and even if the Dark Force see my last video, I don't care, because the Dark Force needs to understand that I'm not made to care about the Dark Force. So I'm not hiding. This is proven that I'm not hiding. And now I'm slowly giving out my consciousness, which I gained in the 5 past years, which was super crazy, adventurous. I'm gonna make content. I have music, so much music what to put out. So much video ideas. I'm gonna put out everything and people will see my story. Because I'm making history. This is why I chose the fucking hardest path. To make history. That was the plan. Maybe you... If you're gonna search on YouTube unstable music, you might find something. Now you can see me as state of mind instrumentals. But I gonna change up things constantly. This is what I became. And I'm not that easily breakable because I learned to lose everything and start from nothing. And this is not the 2-3 time situation, this is like hundreds times. So yeah, let's just wait for the next video, because it looks like I gonna be something with Ascension or something. I don't know what type content is this, yeah? But I watch a lot. State of mind, peace in mind. See you in the next video.